Now you know good and well LeBron James was not gonna have an hour and a half interview on national television and we weren't gonna talk about it. Here we are, emergency pod. All right, fellas, what's going on? Well, some of us are here. Drew's over there losing a bet to somebody.
Of
That's
course.
that's not
I think the
factual,
little,
man.
I think the Little League World Series. I think the Little League World Series is starting. It's gonna
That
start.
is not factual, man.
He's
True
probably
is
scouting his 6, 8 year olds and stuff like that. He'll get back when he get back. What's good, man? Marcus,
what's happening, brother?
I know you watched.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
you
yeah. I
doing, man?
checked it out. I
Yeah,
checked it
man.
out.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing amazing, brother.
Good, good. Glad to hear it. Hef,
Yo,
I know they didn't have a football. I
I
know they
was
did not.
waiting on it. He never did talk. Well, he did talk about
He
football a
actually, yeah,
little
we had a
bit.
He
little
did.
bit of football
That
talk.
shows you I watched it.
I was about to
I
say,
did it
I'm
for
impressed.
y'all. That's the only reason. I did it for y'all.
I
Well,
appreciate,
thank you, brother.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Anyway, yeah, if you're living under a rock, 15 minutes on the Pat McAfee show today.
Yeah. Hour 15.
Yeah.
Hour 15. Um, I mean, it was cool. It was cool. I'm gonna let who should go first on this. I'm gonna let Marcus go first.
Well,
I'm gonna
well,
let Marcus
thank you.
go first. How'd you feel
Um,
about it? What'd you take away from it?
um, I
I
took
took notes, by the
away.
way. I got
You said what?
timestamps and all.
What'd you say, Twan?
I just want to let y'all know. I took notes. I got timestamps.
Oh,
I'm prepared.
nerd.
So,
Um, I only watched it the first time right after I got off work,
Yeah.
and what I took from it was LeBron James kind of using his influence to be able to speak out and tell his side of the story. They didn't spend a lot of time on it, you know what I mean? Like they really touched on it for about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
But it was little jabs taken. It was some cringeworthy shit in there, like when he made the comment about I got all the juice I could get out of this lemon. I didn't like that one, even though everybody knows that team shouldn't have been in the finals. You just really ain't supposed to say it.
thank you. I'm glad.
Um, but I mean, he didn't lie. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
but
he didn't
he
lie,
took
but you're not supposed to say that as a
he took
teammate.
a
I feel
shot
like
at
that's.
Booby, man. He took a shot at Booby unnecessarily.
Hey, listen, man. I don't think LeBron James is intentionally trying to take a shot at Booby fucking Gibson. I don't think he cares that much.
Well, why you gotta say that though?
I mean, because he's LeBron, he says stupid shit all the time, though. Like he
Right.
said, when I was 13 on the court, 13-year-old, I knew I was special. Nigga, nobody knows they're special at 13. You know what
No,
I'm saying?
I,
Like you might know
I
you're better than these other kids, but you don't know you're special. You don't know that at 13. That's just LeBron capping. He does it. He ain't the only person who does it, so I can look past it. But
his 13 a little different than our 13 was though.
I mean, yeah, I feel you, Twan, but I'm sorry. I done been around guys who been all Americans and shit. They didn't learn that at 13, bro. They just didn't. They didn't. I don't give a fuck who it was. Jermaine O'Neal, Ed Scott. I don't care. They didn't know at 13, dog. He didn't know at 13. He
Okay,
might have
well,
got a lot of attention, but you didn't know you were special, nigga. There's been plenty of guys at 13 years old that have been ranked high and turned out to be nothing. So no, you didn't know. But
okay,
um
man. All right.
overall, I'm okay with it. Like, I mean, LeBron is just kind of using his power right now to be able to try to deflect or get away from any other media. I think Bronny playing well has a lot to do with why he felt comfortable going on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of was like, yeah, y'all was doing all that fucking talking, but what
Yeah,
I don't hear
well,
nothing now.
Pat McAfee was not going to be, and not necessarily that it needed to be, but it wasn't going to be one of those tough interviews. It's not like it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, but you would. I don't think nobody would sign up for the tough interview. You know what I mean? But
I mean,
Pat McAfee was the perfect place because it allowed him to be able to curse and do all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't on first take or
Shay Shay.
nightcap with Shay Shay. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Mm.
right, right. No, I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah. But that was my takeaway from it, man. I didn't have an issue with it. It was some cringe-worthy moments in there, though,
We're
to
gonna
be
get to it.
honest with you.
We're gonna get to him. We're gonna get to him. Hef, I applaud you. I want to say I appreciate you. I thank you for good. Thank you, good. Please.
I'm
For
a team
watching
player
hour 15 minutes of
that I can't get
non
back. I
non
can't get it back.
football, non football. Because I know that's even though there was a couple of minutes of football in there. So if you want to start with that part of it, what did you like? Did you like the interview, man? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I did. I mean, it was an interview, and
Hmm.
it's two words that come to my mind: damage control. And I felt that he was able. It was a safe place,
Mm,
like you said, it's a safe interview spot. Like Pat McAfee, like he the mood that he sets, the that area, that arena, basically you can't go wrong. Like it's gonna be fun, it's gonna be lighthearted, and you can tell he said, "Hey, we're going to talk about it, but we're going to talk about other things."
Yeah.
It kind of started off slow for me because I'm like,
Hmm.
I don't want to hear the history of LeBron. Like, I don't want to go back to your 17-year-old days. Why are we talking about this? And then they got like he was able to bring it. Let's fast forward. Let's go to the Stephen A. Smith. I felt
Yeah.
okay. Now we're getting into it or whatever. Braun is petty. I mean, I
oh,
like
Absolutely.
that a little bit.
yeah.
He says Stephen A. is in his tidy whities eating ice cream.
Bruh, that bruh,
Oh, we
that
gonna
tiny
get
whitey's comment, bro. I was like,
He said
whoa.
he's in his tidy whities
bro,
eating
no,
ice cream right now,
Smiling ear to ear. That's what he said. Smiling
smiling
ear to
ear
ear.
to
no.
ear, eating ice cream.
But I will say this though, man. I was so glad he called Stephen A. on that bullshit.
Yeah,
I didn't want to address this, but
Oh man.
yeah,
that's
man,
what
Bruh.
that part.
Stephen A. be on that bullshit, man. No,
Yeah,
he couldn't wait to get on that camera and talk
yeah,
about it.
Oh
I
man.
know he knew that,
Man,
yeah.
you know how many views that shit probably got right now?
bruh. Millions,
I'm
millions, millions,
telling you,
millions.
dog.
But I
I'm
mean, do
telling
y'all
you.
think? Let me ask you a question though, because it's
Mhm.
this to me. I'm gonna say what I took from that though. I think he can't stand Stephen A. from
You know, you
He
know, you
from
don't.
know.
before,
I,
bro.
I think I
From
think they
before.
really don't have a relationship. Like they don't have a relationship,
Like I don't fuck with you, you don't fuck with me.
right? And
They
it's
don't.
like they're
Yeah,
they're
no.
they're very both are professional, both are
Hmm.
professional, but
Yeah,
they know they don't rock with each other like that at all.
I think it's a power struggle, bro. I think it's Braun like, yeah, you've been bullying other players, nigga, but you can't bully me. You
Yeah,
can't bully me with these words. And when you get out of line, I'm gonna check you. And I'm gonna tell you, he said some real shit in that interview. He was like, I think the media is getting too comfortable. And he
he
was
said
like, you think back to the 90s,
that was at the
who's running
Tony.
up on Charles Oakley saying what they said to Joel Embiid?
Yeah, he said
Which
there's.
reporter is doing that shit? Like Vernon Maxwell, which one of them is running up and saying something crazy? None of them, because them niggas would have choked the shit out you out there in that damn locker room.
I
And
call
now
bullshit.
they not doing that. And I do think that media is very comfortable with being disrespectful, like
That's what you said
very
on the other
comfortable.
show. That's
I
what you said
think
on the other show. Go back and watch everybody.
what
Make sure
You
you
happened.
said what?
previous episode. I said no. That's what you said on the other show
Oh
when
yeah,
we were
he did.
talking about it. Your point that you made was that you're just too comfortable. Like the media is too comfortable
Too comfortable,
with
bro.
just saying anything, and
Okay,
that's what Ron said today.
but
Yeah.
riddle me this. Riddle me this. Riddle me this.
Mhm.
Charles Oakley also, and I understand the errors. That's not the point I'm making. Charles Oakley also wasn't on social media doing this, that, and the third. Brian also said in the interview, when I came into the league, there was a separation between fans and players. And I came in the league and intentionally became a almost like a people's champ type of situation.
Mhm.
So it listen, I know the media can be OD, all that. I get it. I'm not even trying to cape for the media. But I also think that some of this has come from there's been a almost a blend of sports and media. It's almost it, how do I say this? Players are sharing way more stuff than players were sharing back in the day.
Well, you
So, by as a byproduct of that, the questions become a little bit more than what they would have been back in the day. I think there has to be. I don't think we should all. I don't think we should just say paint the picture that the media is just getting more comfortable. I mean, I get that's what he's saying. I understand that's what I understand what you're saying, Marcus. But I think that's kind of hand in hand with what's going on with it. It's how you present yourself to the media.
it's a change because think about this when he was talking about something that I thought was interesting also. And when you think about it, it's crazy. They were making a joke when he said that Braun had been in 3 generations of basketball
Yeah,
and down to Kuzi and like with the dribbling and
Yeah,
you couldn't put Kyrie Irving back
right.
in that.
then because of the way that it as far as the whole look and the way the game changes. So I think the fact that Braun has been around, he came in at the tail end of that Jordan era where it was like
That was not a Jordan era, but okay.
that was the tail end. That was
It
No,
was the
he was
tail end, bro. I think Jordan
Jordan era
yeah,
retired
is
he was
the
over.
last
still
time in what, 2002?
at that point. Kobe
Because
had Kobe was there, but Kobe was also there for that physical type ball or whatever.
Yeah.
but that wasn't the
Hmm.
Jordan era. I'm not giving Jordan 2003. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
I mean, that's fair,
Yeah,
Twan.
yeah, but
Jordan era ended in the 90s, my G.
are
It
you
did.
talking about the championships?
I'm talking about the Jordan era.
Yeah, nah, I'm gonna disagree with that. I agree with Harold. Like, it's
Yeah,
just like
like
LeBron now,
When did
bro.
Kobe ever
yeah.
start?
Like 20 years from now, somebody's gonna be like in the 2025 and they're gonna have the same point and they're gonna say somebody's gonna make the point and say this is LeBron's era. We're living in the era right now. Would you
Not.
deny that? It's still his era?
Okay. Can I tell you why it's not the same?
Yeah.
Because LeBron has a case to make that this was his era. See, what I don't like, and I know this ain't even why we're here, but I'm not gonna. It's not gonna be any Kobe slander on this
No,
particular
that's fine. That's
show.
fine.
You cannot
We
do
keep
Kobe
trying to
slander and be on here.
squeeze Kobe out of his era.
No,
We can
no,
use it.
No,
We can
no,
say it's
no,
no,
no.
LeBron's
That
no,
era.
I think you
no. That
looking way
you're
too much
thinking
into
that.
that, bro.
No, no. When I say Jordan era, I'm not discrediting the fact that Kobe has already come along.
Right.
Like it was a merge.
Man, era no more,
There
big dog.
wasn't a hard
That's
stop.
that's
Like
three.
I'm a
You
firm believer.
at repeat at this point in time, Kobe.
Okay,
That's
That's
what
what
I'm
it
okay,
is.
but
saying.
I'm a firm
No, that's what I'm
believer that when
saying. Like, no,
LeBron
it's not me saying Jordan era. I don't mean Jordan championship era. I mean Jordan is still in the league. Like
Oh,
his
okay.
you
yeah,
can't,
That's it.
yeah, like Jordan
I'm
is you
sensitive about Kobe, so you have to be
yeah, you
clear.
can't, yeah, no, like Jordan is in the league. You can't discredit the man. He's still in the league or
Yeah, he
whatever.
still was. He still had a
he
uniform.
was still the
So
face at
Still
so
had
that
a
that's
point,
uniform.
bro.
right. So that's what I mean by
I'm not.
he
I
was
get it.
able, he was like he was able to see that era. He
Yeah,
came
Mhm.
in at the
Jordan still
tail
had a.
end of
Yeah.
that. And then he came through that. He came through um basically his prime, like
Mm-hmm.
his young days, and then he came into what we have now. So that's what I mean by the
I get what
game.
you're
Like yeah, like the game really, like he saw so much of it or whatever. So I think when he thinks, he made a comment, and I don't have the exact words or whatever, but he made this comment about people who played the game.
saying. Yeah, I did want to talk about that.
And
Mm.
the way he said it was like, what you gonna tell me? Like, yeah, you played the game. Everybody played the game. E- everybody play pool, but are you on TV shooting pool tournaments? Everybody play poker, but are you on poker tournaments?
I know what you're talking about.
Everybody played
Yeah.
football, but are you in the NFL playing? in the Super Bowl. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the way I took it from his comment saying that. It was kind of like I got what he was saying, but at the same time, I could see how he could look at Stephen A. Like, bro, you average 1.2 points a game. Why are you talking to me about basketball?
I don't think that's it, bro. I don't think that's it. And Twan, just to kind of go touch real quick on what you were saying, like we got to be careful about, just because we in a social media area, people can't really say anything. I think that's what you were trying to express as far as like being critical or anything like that, which I completely agree. We're in a social media era where we know who Ant Edwards is sleeping with because of social media. You didn't know who Scottie Pippen was
Now, I
screwing
don't,
back
not
then.
just for clarity, and I'm not going to interrupt you. I don't think that stuff is fair to approach players with.
But I think that's what he's addressing.
Okay.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Right,
it's
right.
not, he said it. He said it. He was like, look, when you talking about the game and you talking about somebody didn't perform, well, he even brought up him in Dallas, which I was shocked. And he was like, I didn't play well. He was like, anybody has absolute, I earned every criticism I got off of that because I didn't play well. But you don't get to walk into a locker room and ask Joel Embiid about his brother who just passed away. What does that have to do with
So,
the basketball game?
you know,
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not doing your job. That's you trying to make a name for yourself. And I think it's been a lot of people. We see it. We just talked about it on Sunday with the dude with the food review. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's little shit like that because you got a microphone and you can go and you have a Facebook following. You can go viral. You can be a nobody, bro, and put a 5-second clip up and 1 million people know your name. A lot of people think that's worth saying crazy shit.
oh,
Like they,
definitely.
you know what I mean? So I'm not about to sit here and think that Stephen A, who I know is a manipulator and knows how to manipulate this, he's the master of it. Fairness to him, that's part of his job. But yes, you relish at this opportunity, bro. Like you want to go head to head with LeBron James. You
Let
know
me,
you can't beat him on just talking. And the way LeBron feels is, bro, like, why are you trying to tear me down? Everything I do, the first thing out your mouth is, but Jordan. Just appreciate what he doing.
I
That's
think
it.
it's a misunderstanding of the objective.
That's
And
bullshit.
well, it may be,
That's
but
bullshit,
it's
bro.
reality. It's
No,
reality,
it's not.
bro.
You just got
Well,
offensive because you thought Harold was not talking about Kobe. You
I mean,
literally just got offensive about this shit because you thought Harold was not including Kobe in the Jordan era.
but I
Imagine a
also
motherfucker getting on TV every
admittedly,
morning,
I'm
and no matter
admittedly,
what accomplishment you do, this nigga says, "But Jordan did this right after."
here's the
How
okay.
would you feel?
Let me clear. I didn't say he had to like it. No, 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 no. Let me make sure I'm clear about it, what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say right, wrong, or in between. I'm just saying we have to, at some point in time, we have to understand what reality is. And what I'm
Okay.
saying about that is, so yeah, Stephen A is annoying as hell sometimes, and LeBron has every right. And I'll address because he did kind of explain what he meant about the Bernie shit, and I'm all the way on board. But and again, I was just mad at how he addressed it. But you know what? Cool, I get it. I'm not even tripping on that. But for me, when I say misunderstanding of the objective, when you Marcus, when you say he always compares him to Jordan, you know why he always compares him to Jordan? That's
Why
the
is that?
conversation that gets ratings. Okay, we have to understand that the reason that Stephen A. Smith is getting the millions of dollars that he's getting is simply because he gets people tuning in to watch. He'll tell you every chance he get. He's had the number one morning sports show in the country for the last
Mhm.
decade or so. There's a reason for that. It's not because he just allows things to be what they're gonna be. No, he stirs the pot. He stirs up conversation. That's the objective. At some point in time, we can't get mad at a zebra for having stripes. Now, if he gets out of line, check him. You did that. You checked him. You handled it. Cool. You did what you needed to do. Some people agree, some people disagree, but you handled how you felt like you needed to handle it. But ultimately speaking, I'm just not a fan of complaining about something that is what it is. It's a part of this. There's so many mini Stephen A's, people trying to be mini Stephen A's and all this kind of stuff. Media has turned into a melting pot of journalism, what would I say? Journalism, hot takes, and ratings booster. It's all about ratings. So yes, he is going to compare you to Jordan all the time. We're not talking; these aren't barbershop conversations. So if he goes on first take and says LeBron's this, that, and the third, great, 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 and then that's the end of the conversation. Guess what? Nobody's watching that. So he's
So
placating to the ratings.
I, I see.
let
I
me ask you
disagree.
this. Let me ask you this.
You
Let me
don't
ask.
think the ratings matter?
I do think the Raiders matter, Twan, but Stephen A. Smith has been doing first take for 15 years, bro. You
You
don't
know
think he could lead off with Jalen Brown is probably playing some of the best basketball of his career and people wouldn't have a problem with that?
Here,
You
let me
don't
ask
think he could talk about Shea Alexander being a damn MVP after being traded for a bag of Skittles from the damn Clippers? You don't think he can boost up any other level but talk about the 40-year-old guy who's on his way out the league? Come on, man.
Marcus,
That's
Marcus,
lazy journalism, bro. That's
Marcus,
lazy
it's not
journalism.
being a journalist. When is the last time Stephen A. Smith
Hey,
was a
Twan,
journalist?
Twan, you're, you know what, and you're a, you know what that reminded me of, and I mean, he did it and does it well, and this is no knock on him, but um, you're a Jay Z fanatic, like your Jay Z is your guy. What's the line that he said about dumbing down? He dumbed down,
I
and
used to
then
ride like common sense. Like if I ain't been rhyming like common, is that what
Common
you're talking
sense.
about? Or
yeah,
I dumbed down my lines and they all yell holler. All yelled holler. He had a
you
couple.
see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like it's almost like Stephen A. knows he can go and break groundbreaking stuff and be the first there, but he to th- to your point when you're saying that Polo, it's like he's taking the dumb down effect. He's taking the dumb down route where he's making it so simple and he's going at stories that why are you talking about this?
Hmm.
But
You
he knows
perpetuating
he's
this. Like
doing it because he knows it's going to get ratings. It's going to sell.
it's like I said the other day on my pod. Bro, I could start bashing LeBron right now and I pick up 1,000 subscribers in a week.
That's it. That's what he
I
does.
but you know what? You know what I can do? I can stand on. I would love to have $100 million deal. But you know what feels better? What reminds me of people like in Harold, you could relate to this.
Mhm.
Devin the Dude is not on everybody's top 10 list. But you know what I respect about Devin the Dude? Everybody that listens to Devin Dude is a Devin the Dude fan. It
Man,
ain't a fad. They know who Devin the Dude is.
yeah.
Everybody knows who Stephen A is, bro. So why would you just continue to do this that you don't need to? You have the most powerful engine in the world. You're on ESPN every day. You
Mhm.
don't need the ratings. The white housewife has you on while she's getting her kids ready for soccer. She knows who your name is, bro. So I don't buy that excuse talking about this gets ratings. Nah, that's why he got checked, bro. That's exactly why he got checked. And you know what? That check went for everybody that's coming behind LeBron. The Anthony Edwards, the Tyrese Halliburtons, the Shea Alexanders. That's who it came for.
But
That's who it was for, bro.
Marcus. I think I hear you. I hear you. But I also feel like I'm not gonna even say it that way. I also feel like it's okay. It's this. LeBron said it himself. Anything that I do on the court is fair game.
Fair
Right?
game.
Fair game. So if we just going to based on what you were saying as far as this, why does everything have to be a comparison to Jordan, this, that, and the third? Well, I think there's two ways you can look at that. Two ways. One, you can be annoyed that everything I do, you compare it to what Jordan has done. Or, and I'm not saying he has to look at it like this, there is a vantage point where that is a complementary thing. Okay. So, because everybody don't get that. Kobe chased it. Kobe chased the comparison, and I'm not saying LeBron has to be Kobe. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there is a vantage point. It don't have to be his, and where that is a complementary thing. Now he may have a different opinion. He may not like comparisons. I personally let go of those comparisons a long time ago. However, the more he accomplishes, the only thing they can compare him to is greatness. He said it himself. I'm chasing ghosts. He has said it. LeBron James probably has that's one of the things I took away from this. His knowledge of the game, the ability to recall history as quickly as he can. I give him credit for that. LeBron James understands how this works. LeBron James understands the lineage of basketball. He's fully aware of the lineage. I think he has successfully, intentionally placed himself in the lineage of basketball. Well, what comes along with that is comparison. As annoying and as aggravating as it may be, to be upset at the comparison to greatness when you have said yourself, and I'm not blaming him, I'm just saying, you said this.
I think
I'm
you misunderstanding the point, Juan.
Maybe I am. That's
Yeah,
possible.
I think you misunderstanding the point. I'm not making the point about the comparison. We do that in the barbershop every day, and it's cool to see Stephen A. do it. You're not
Well, I took
registering,
that
just like
when
he
you said
wasn't
he
registering.
was
He
everything.
thinks it's all about the Bronny comment and I don't have him number one. No, it's when you go on TV with Skip Bayless and you let Skip Bayless call Chris Bosh Spice. It's
Okay,
shit like that, bro.
okay.
That's what he's talking about being comfortable. It has nothing
Okay.
to do with the game criticism.
No, that's fair. I'm with you.
That's what I took from it.
That's fair. That's
You know
Well,
what I
fair.
mean?
speaking of criticism, fellas.
Oh,
Don't do it.
Speaking
Who
of,
is
Don't
it?
do it.
fashionably
Don't
late.
do it.
The
hey,
Android is here.
Hey, well, two things, right? First thing is, why y'all so long?
Hey, first of all,
Well, he started a little late, brother.
started a little
A
late.
little bit. Supposed to
hey,
start at 10.
everybody, give it up. Drew made it.
Hey,
Hey,
round of applause.
in fairness, I was told this was going to start at 9, then 9:30, and last 15
It
minutes.
was never supposed to take.
And
It was never nine.
you said 9, Twan.
And then we ended up. Marcus said 9:30,
That's why I
and
said
then
9, then
I didn't
you.
say
9:30,
no. Wait a minute.
and then
Wait,
Twan
damn.
said 15 minutes.
Now let me ask
It's
you a question.
an
Who
hour and a half
raise your
later.
hand if
Go
you
ahead.
actually believe we was going to be on here for 15 minutes?
I didn't see an hour. I didn't see an hour.
Well, if you
This ain't
look at
even full
the
show,
time,
brother.
we've only been on here for 27 minutes
Yeah, it ain't
How?
been a long episode
because
because we've been shooting the shit. Damn
we
it!
got on 27 minutes ago. Had you been here on time, you'd have known that.
I know what you was
Hey,
doing, Drew. It's all
had y'all
right,
been
brother.
on time, you would have been here 27 minutes.
Anyway, moving right along.
Yeah, that shit works.
So what you
Good to
think
see you,
about
Drew.
the interview, Drew?
I think he went at everybody. I've
Well, we
I've
right now
never seen
we're talking about the Stephen A. part of it. So jump to that piece.
specifically. No, I mean, I gave my opinion on Stephen A. I'm not a Stephen A. fan.
You didn't give
Like,
your opinion. We just
well, no, not on this episode. Shut up. Let me finish.
you just got
To
here.
Marcus's point, the end part I caught of it. Stephen A. has it's a he has to me he goes outside the realm of just sports analyst, right? He does make some shit personal.
Yeah.
You know, it's and honestly, a lot of them. I'm not on the side of the I'm against sports analysts and these fake broadcasts or whatever, but it's like to me it's never based on what they actually do as a players. It's all opinionated. It's
Mm.
like everybody picks a side and say, I'm gonna go at this person today. Case in point, LeBron had 10 rebounds, 15 assists, 27 points. He missed the game winner. He's not clutch. The nigga was tired.
You know what I'm saying?
It,
Now hold
so,
on.
well, no, but the point I'm making is like, but not just LeBron. They do it to everybody. Is my point.
I
Yeah.
have a
So it goes, huh?
personal opinion about that last second thing. You get paid that extra couple 10 millions because of the last second. So I'm sorry, but
I
that's
mean,
not what.
but people missed the
If
last second
that,
shit,
Okay,
bro.
don't miss
It
a lot of
happens.
hey,
them. Don't miss
hey,
a lot of.
brother,
Don't miss a lot of them.
again, nigga had triple double. Shut up.
Okay,
But my point
he
to it is,
lost.
But not just LeBron. They do it to every player. Like if you are a superstar, they expect you to be flawless. It's impossible.
Of
You're gonna have
course.
an off night.
You
And
know
again, it
why
goes
it's impossible,
personal.
Drew? You know why it's
LeBron,
impossible?
shit like that.
Here we go.
You know why it's impossible?
What's up, brother?
Because you'll always be compared to the nigga who had probably the greatest career as far as winning is concerned. No matter
No,
how much you
can I,
win,
can
bro.
I actually say something? Can I?
No matter how much you
Well,
win.
before you do that, Twine,
No, it's a
I,
hot take.
I'm,
Harold, I need a
well,
hot take sounder. You can
No,
find
no,
me
you
you
on.
know, I
don't
take
have no
something,
hot take.
I do have a hot
but
take. I think
I
Michael
don't think.
Jordan might be one of the most overrated players of all time.
Oh,
Well,
that
hold
And
is a
on.
Twine,
hot take. Jesus
and
I'm
I
about
Christ.
to take that back.
and I agree with Twine. If we going on rings, it wouldn't be Jordan. It's
No, no,
just
no, no, no.
everybody picks Jordan.
Let me give my point before you say something I don't agree with, and they can
I want to
flip.
hear this shit.
No, I think Michael Jordan. So understand the definition of overrated. It's
Go ahead.
so to start there. So before we go into it, I think Michael Jordan is one of the top one, two greatest players of all time.
Who's your
Or
GOAT, Twan, before you go into this rant? Who's your GOAT?
my greatest or favorite.
No, no, who's the greatest player of all time in your opinion? Which first of all, let me put in this. I don't believe in a GOAT. There's no such thing as that. That's for
Yeah,
another
that's what I
episode.
was gonna
But
say.
go ahead.
That's kind of hard. Okay, I think it depends on what you consider the GOAT. So I think Jordan and LeBron both have, if you're going to force somebody to make a GOAT, I think Jordan and LeBron, as much as I love Kobe, I think Kobe is too much like Jordan and never eclipsed him. You know what I'm saying? LeBron has a different pathway. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? So his greatness, so it's, I think Michael Jordan had the greatest spurt in all of basketball when it comes to winning. I think physically his his
But did he?
ability to play basketball, I'm not taking that. That's what I'm saying. I think he is. So let me say
But
this. Let me
So
define
where's
greatest
the
spurt
overrate
though.
come?
let me clarify.
Define greatest spurt to
I
me.
think
What's
I
the greatest
think
spurt?
I think that Michael Jordan had the greatest. I mean, his career is the most overrated of all time. Maybe that's a better statement
It's
because
not.
I think that 75% of what we judge Michael Jordan on happened between 1991 and 1998.
That's true.
Okay,
I give you that.
every we condense his career into that what 7-8 year span.
Absolutely.
Michael Jordan was in the league from at what 1983, 84,
84.
and Michael Jordan was Kevin Durant, one of the greatest players of all time who did not win a championship.
Yeah.
Not a knock, not a knock. This is
Yeah, no, that's fair.
just
That's fair.
call it what it is. It's David, I'm not David, Patrick Ewing, whoever you can put. Not saying these players are as good as him. What I'm saying is his career was that. Then he did what he had to do. They put an appropriate team around him, and when he had the appropriate team, and he had gotten his body where it needed to be, he took the fuck off. So
Absolutely.
it's not me saying that he didn't. That's not what I'm saying. But I think the Jordan, especially when LeBron James is one of his biggest arguments is 22 years. You then can't just condense Michael Jordan's career to the highlight reel when you're having a debate. And I never hear anybody talk about Jordan Rookie of the Year. They don't talk about the 80s with Jordan. I never hear anybody, they'll bring it up when they bring up statistics, but I'm saying when you're having the greatest of all times, what they talk about is 1991 to 1996. And then this whole six in a row. I also think Michael Jordan does not have six championships in a row. We got to quit acting like 1994 and 1995 didn't happen.
Yeah.
And we can't assume that he was going to get it when he did. And if we're going to be honest, he was in the playoffs in 1995. I understand he had just came back, but he participated and they lost. That's all I had to say about that. I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. Wait,
I know
hold up.
that's not
No.
why we're here.
Can I
I know that's
can I
not why.
respond to this real quick? And I'm
You
not
good?
trying
Go
to
for it, brother.
argue
I'm done.
because
I'm
I'm
done. I'm
not
done.
trying to argue.
I'm done.
I'm a Jordan fan, but I don't think he's the GOAT. So I
I'm a
have
Jordan
every
fan.
reason to follow you on this argument. But it just don't make sense. So You say that he's overrated because they
No,
only
I
judged them
clarify. I
8
clarify.
years.
His career
His
is over.
career, his
His
career
career.
is overrated because
Let me adjust it. Let me
yeah,
adjust
my
it.
bad, my bad. You said you did say that his career is overrated. Now that I'm gonna have to disagree with just a little bit, and the reason why is because I don't care if you played 5 years. If you put up the most amazing 5 years that anybody's ever seen, that is your career. Whether now I feel you, I'm with you. People do act like 84 to 90 didn't count. Like when he was losing the Pistons, all that shit, they really act like it didn't count. But
And then also, if you're going to compare him to LeBron, you kind of got to compare him with the Wizards too, because LeBron is at
yeah,
that age he was with the Wizards, and you got to use the whole thing. I'm not
I
telling you who
mean,
to pick,
I
but
just kill the whole thing anyway because I'm pushing the narrative on my show. I'm gonna push it on this show. There is no such thing as a GOAT. That is some shit that
agreed.
was created by the media
I
to
agree.
start arguments and put people up against each other because that's
Ratings.
interesting.
It's ratings.
Yeah, it's
It's
ratings. Like
it's
there's no
ratings.
such thing as a GOAT, bro. Like the pinnacle of what we put people in that GOAT conversation is a championship. Is Michael Jordan 6-0 in the finals or the Chicago Bulls 6-0 in the finals?
But
Because
he's
this ain't
also,
tennis or golf.
you know what also kills me? He is not 6-0 in the playoffs.
Well, no,
We
he's 6-0 in the finals. He
No,
is
no,
6-0
no.
in the
I
finals.
say that to say this: we kill LeBron, and I be caping for LeBron. I don't know, but you know what? He's a Laker, so fine. We kill LeBron for losing to this team or losing to that team when he makes it to the finals. What about them years Jordan couldn't get out of the second round?
Yeah.
Again, not saying anything derogatory about Jordan. I'm just saying we don't talk about it. That's
Nah,
what I say when it's and now LeBron's been to what 10 finals.
10. Yeah.
So how is that fair? He's been to 10 finals, and then when we talk about Jordan, we talk about 6 years of his career.
Different eras, bro.
But
Different eras.
that's
Like,
not why we're here. We could this that's gonna be another pod.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We could do a whole nother
We
pass. But just it's different. The young kids, we have pushed LeBron on them so much, bro. When they 30 and 40, you're not gonna be able to tell them that LeBron is the GOAT. And those
oh, he's
same 30 and
definitely
40-year-olds are our age now. Jordan, they talk about, oh, I'm tired of seeing LeBron on ESPN. Man, how many times did you see I want to be like Mike throughout the day?
for real.
The Gatorade commercial. That was before social media. That's literally where we had three channels, 19, 25, and 10. And it was on all three channels, bro. Like it was the same thing. You got to push the star. They push Joe Montana. They push Patrick Mahomes. They push Tom Brady. This is what business is. You know what I'm saying?
Marcus, how old are you? They pushed Joe Montana.
Hey, first of all, brother, I was born in '80. I ain't that damn old. I remember watching Joe Montana play.
I understand. I
I see
got you.
why y'all fell on.
Yeah, but it's gonna be
See why y'all
Jimmy
fell on.
funny. Hey,
But let me
nah,
oh, I
but
do wanna
it's really the era, man.
oh
It's
go ahead, my
about
bad.
no, you good, you good. I just want to say this. It's about the era, man, because
Bill Russell.
for me, those like the ones who back Braun are the ones who like I saw the lines with Jordan, not the throwbacks, the real time Jordans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
No, no,
like
no, no,
I
no. Yeah.
like that's why I'm like, yeah, this is really about era. I watched those games live where
Mhm.
he had to take over, and so I get what you're saying also about how long of the career, but at the same time, it's going to always be a debate because look at Megatron, look at
Yeah.
Barry Sanders,
Yeah. Barry
like
Sanders. That's a great example.
his
All was
career
all
was literally what 6 years, 7 years,
Hmm.
but
and he's
his
considered,
that was his whole career though, Harold.
but the whole but as far as him being hot, like he was hot, like that's his time.
Yeah.
Well,
Can I say something real quick? You
Or
went
Joe
already. Come on.
Montana. We just said Joe Montana. Do you think Joe Montana Chiefs was Joe Montana 49ers?
Right.
I wasn't that old to be watching that.
See what I'm saying?
Shut up, man.
But no,
But
that's a good point. Like
it
that's
is.
what I'm saying. Like
Honestly speaking though, I know I remember Joe
yeah,
Montana Chiefs. I don't remember Joe
Joe
Montana.
Joe
Montana
Montana
Niners, I got you.
49ers.
49ers. Right,
I've
right,
seen it
right.
obviously, but I don't remember it.
Yeah,
Can I say something
I,
real quick? It's why I
yeah.
Yeah,
keep buttoning. Shit.
Damn.
But no, I think to Harold's point and to Marcus' point too, I hate when they compare errors.
yeah,
Yeah, me
Like there's
The
no it
errors is
depends
what
on when
keep
you
it going. Right.
that's when it depends on when you were born. Who you like, that's gonna be your goat, your favorite.
yeah.
Because the Jordan, LeBron, who never comes up? Bill fucking Russell.
he shouldn't.
He
That's because
never
nobody
comes up.
saw him play.
That's
I
because I
get
don't
it,
want
but
to. I'm not. I don't
that's
have
that's
my dad on the
I
podcast.
think I think you
but
could
that's the point
definitively
though.
No, no,
disqualify
I
him.
feel you, Drew. Yeah, that's a good
He
point.
Is there
dominated his
That's a
era.
great point.
11 rings in 13 seasons?
Yeah, that's crazy. And he
It
coached.
never comes up.
That's
It
fine.
And he
never
No, that's
coached.
fine. And he coached. No,
never comes up.
And
So it's like,
Wilt ass quite a few times.
man, listen. So that's what I'm saying. So to your point, it's the errors. I hate when people say
but
LeBron couldn't play in the '80s, or when
now
they
I
say,
will say this though. Oh, go
"What you
ahead, Drew.
say?"
No.
No,
I'm
no, I'm
sorry.
good. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
He was talking shit about them players. He called all y'all stupid. He called every player in the NBA stupid.
He did. He did.
And I think LeBron, LeBron he said some of y'all just played the game because you was good at the game.
Yeah.
And when you weren't good at the game no more, you couldn't play the game anymore.
Yeah.
Or when you weren't super
That's exactly
athletic,
what he said.
he said when you could do it because you were bigger, taller, stronger.
Yep.
And once you were no longer bigger, he says, I think the game, which is why I play better than most of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I
That part
thought
I
he was
liked.
talking about Charles Barkley and Shaq.
I think he was too.
Hey,
Specifically, right?
I came on here to be messy. I
Yeah,
hey,
came,
I
real
do think he was
specific.
taking a
Yep.
shot at them, bro.
Yep.
huh? That's my opinion.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think so much is Charles as it was Kenny Smith that he was taking a shot at.
You think he's taking a shot at Kenny?
If you go back and look, and a lot of people, we all watch pods and shit like that. Kenny is very critical of LeBron. Like,
Oh,
I get when people don't have him as their GOAT. Like, I don't get upset about that. Like, your GOAT is your GOAT. Whoever you say,
Right.
that's cool. But when you start saying shit like he shouldn't be mentioned in the same breath as Jordan,
oh, no, that's stupid.
that's when it gets a little cappery for me. You know what I mean? It
That's
feels a little personal. And Braun, he said it on. I see a lot of shit. Like, I don't think it was Charles. Charles has said it quite a few times that LeBron is one of the greatest players he's ever seen. And that's it. He don't put no extra on it. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Shaq could say the same thing. It's really Kenny. It's the Skip Baylesses. It's the Stephen A. Smith. Like, when they had the little incident and he heard him and Richard Jefferson talking. Stephen Smith he not lying, bro. He went on a tour of podcasts to talk about. I wasn't talking about him. I was talking about your ass and now you tough. Like, see, this the shit I'm talking about.
he milking the
You a
hell out of
grown man that's
it. He milking
57 years old.
the hell out of
I
it.
know that I shouldn't talk shit to somebody who can whoop my ass behind pride. It's just not smart, especially when that person has proven that they will pull up.
But he
It's
not
not a good idea,
LeBron's
bro.
not gonna pull up like that. Pull up, but I don't think
Bro,
Steve want that smoke either. But
he might not, but can you honestly tell me that Anthony Edwards wouldn't?
he might.
Okay. Can you
He might.
what about Draymond Green, who he has been very critical of?
No, Draymond Green ain't gonna pull up. He's just gonna go podcast.
Okay. Let's see some of the other young
Draymond
boys.
Green is a basketball thug.
Um
I think
I,
Ja
I
pull up.
don't know, Twine. Draymond
I think
slappy.
I think
Draymond, hey, did you see
Draymond
that
slappy.
punch that he
I
punched
swear
Jordan Poole? No, he punched the shit out of Jordan Poole. Dog.
Yeah,
Ja.
he in
I
basketball
apologize.
stuff. He's one of
I'm
the
wrong.
few players who will actually hit you
I'm
Mm.
wrong. He did hit that boy. He did hit that boy
And he choked out Rudy Gobert, bro, at half
twice.
court
He did.
twice.
I stand corrected. Draymond
He
Green
kicked.
is in fact a thug. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I think that's what LeBron, like I said before, like that's what I got from the interview. It's not hey, we don't want you to talk about the game. Like, I personally like hearing from people who don't play the game because
Yeah,
it's a different opinion. Like, I feel like you have to have that. These players who think they just because you didn't play, you shouldn't be talking. You're a fucking asshole.
yeah, that's
Like,
dumb.
what are you talking about, bro? Like, you are a millionaire because of people like us.
Right.
Period.
I say something real quick. I agree with you, but there's levels to it, right? I feel like as somebody who doesn't play the game, it's easy for me to say he should have done a back cut reverse layup. Like analysts do shit like that. Say what players should have done when they've never
Yeah.
played the game. That shit ain't that simple. He should have
Well,
dribbled
Yeah.
between his legs twice, on the backboard, and done a backflip and dunked it.
I do think you can study a game
You
enough
can,
to
yes,
understand how it should be played. So I
right.
think
Absolutely.
there's a level of critique. Now, once you get to certain things, I don't think you can critique, but I think you can study a game long enough to understand when somebody not playing well or they not doing things that they should be
Yeah.
doing.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
But when you only look at the game to critique it
Well,
from a
then
negative standpoint, I don't respect that. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
like, again, if you have 20, 10, and 5, then they say, okay, what about the turnovers? He had 3 turnovers.
well,
He had
three's
three
not.
critical turnovers. He had 20, 10, and 5.
Well,
Like,
I'm gonna criticize you about them three.
I
Now
was
I
about to
give you
say
one.
because really,
mm-mm,
I think
mm-mm.
for me, I think it. I get saying, "Hey, but my overall game was good." Yeah, but yeah, when it was 10, 30 seconds left in the game, and you make $30 million a year, you turned the ball over. I get.
Could look at it like this also. Okay, from that standpoint, right?
I'm just saying that
Everybody
there
expects the
are
superstar to
times
take the,
where
but everybody expects the superstar to take the last shot, right? So when the superstar has the ball in his hands last 10 seconds, he's double teamed. He tries to make a pass and he turns it over. Is that his fault?
he turns
Absolutely
it
not.
over. Hold on, it depends on the turnover.
It
So some turnovers are the passer's fault. Some turnover, I don't know.
No,
Some
I
turnovers.
agree. But if he's double, that's okay. He's double again. He's in a corner with 10 seconds left. They rush to him. He tries to pass the ball. They say it's a bad pass, whatever.
Didn't
But he's
make a
had a
better.
great game.
Okay. No,
So
no,
so do we depict that game, the entire game, down to that one play?
no. But you fucked up that one play, my G. I don't think it's.
Agreed. I,
I don't think it's beyond the realm of fairness or whatever you want to call it. If and I say the same thing about Kobe Bryant. So this ain't even a LeBron conversation. This is
Mm.
I literally there are certain people on that team. No, you don't get to just no. You are here. Guess what? Them niggas make it takes 5 of them to make your salary, my G. There's a reason why you are here. There's a reason why I pay you to now. Yes, there are some commentators who will say who will boil. Yes, I don't think you should boil someone's whole performance to that last 2 minutes or whatever you want to call it. No, I'm not saying that. However, if you're the 30, $40 million man, now, yes, you can mess up. Kobe missed shots, last second shots. Jordan missed last second shots. Everybody does. Mostly you miss more than you make. That's not even what I'm saying. But if you start missing more than you should, or every time we in these moments, you start, hey man, hey, no, yeah, you can 20 and 10 all day. But every time we in a clutch moment, you choke. No, yes, you the $30 million man. I think I can isolate that sometimes.
I think y'all saying the same thing. I think it's
that's why I
just
didn't even
the
argue it. Yeah,
yeah.
that's why I didn't. Yeah,
It's
that's why I
it's
didn't
just
argue. Yeah,
level. Drew is being like saying just you can't always be critical and never find a positive in a great performance. Case in point, Jalen Brown when they played Golden State. As much as everybody hyped him up last year, and rightfully so, he had an amazing finals. He had a great playoff run. He was
right,
shit in them finals. Like all
right,
you had to do was send another guy, and he was turning the ball over left and right. But to Drew, your point, he was finishing the game with 20 points, shot well from the field. But those turnovers in that moment, what Twan is saying, yeah,
right.
we gonna talk about that because, bro, like you have to get better at this part of the game,
You got to
and he
tell the
did.
story
He
of the
did.
game.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
Great
Shut
job.
up.
I
you know.
mean, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I thought there was gonna be more, and I blame myself. And this ain't even a knock on LeBron. I don't know what I was expecting, but it was pretty much pretty.
I
Yeah,
wasn't gonna say
that's
shit.
how I
You'd
felt.
call an
Yeah.
impromptu podcast meeting. I expected
No,
to be.
no,
I
no.
expected
We gonna
more
talk.
shit.
No, no, no. But see, you got to understand, it's not about how we feel about it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's not about how we feel about it. It's a topic of conversation in sports where we gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
me.
I mean, I don't think it garners a big response.
You know,
It's a big response because it's LeBron James.
right?
You know what I mean? Like he's not gonna say nothing super out of the way. Like to Harold point, the Tidy Whitey's comment was crazy,
That's
but
hilarious.
That was wild.
that was wild. But he still got brands he got to take care of too. Just like Stephen A. jumped on his shit today. If he would have stepped to me like that, I'd have swung on him.
Stephen
Why
A.
Man,
is he
said
come
that.
on.
feeling?
Yeah,
But
he
see,
said. Yeah, he said it. Y'all ain't see that part.
that
Oh,
happened a month ago.
I ain't see
No,
that.
no, no. This was today, bro, on
No,
his
no, 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 no.
podcast.
I'm saying the shit happened a month ago, Stephen A.
Right. Yeah, it
Oh,
happened a
the
month
actual thing. Yeah.
Come on,
Hey,
man.
brother. You know how
Oh,
many times I've killed a nigga in my head? Hey,
ago.
when I'm safe, I'm gonna talk
Yeah.
shit. Oh,
Yeah,
I'll see
but
what
again,
talk
master manipulator. Stephen A. don't want no smoke, and LeBron don't want to fight him either. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
Like it's just LeBron has enough power and enough juice to fight you in your world, and I think Stephen A. is a little threatened by that. You know what I
did you
mean?
see
Like,
Stephen A. boxing?
bruh, when he said it on the pod, I was just like, bro, who are you? You couldn't hit my 18-year-old son like that without getting your ass whooped. Real
Well,
shit.
listen.
Aaron
Uh,
ain't even aggressive, and he will fold you up, bro. Don't do that, dog.
I think he sees where media is going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he was late to pivot, and this late to pivot, he's still ahead of everybody. He's still ahead of most. I'm just
yeah,
saying. But once he
right,
saw the Mcafees, once he saw even Greeny
Hmm.
was getting Greeny gets a lot, personalized, and I can
right.
Greeny probably owns a lot of his stuff. But once he started seeing stuff like that, now he's starting to try to twist and move and turn, and he's also trying to make a pivot in the political space.
yeah,
So Stephen A
yeah.
is doing a lot. I think he realizes that he's not going to be number one in sports forever.
Forever. No, no, he's not.
And,
I
and
mean,
yeah,
I agree, Twan. I think it was more Pat McAfee. I think Greeny's always been there, but Greeny is like a
Greeny's
great
just Greeny's
Scottie Pippen.
fantastic.
You know what I
He's
mean? Like he's always that guy that boosts the network, but he's not gonna be the guy to overtake Stephen A. Pat McAfee, you can say whatever you want to about Pat McAfee. In
superstar,
4 years,
superstar.
Pat McAfee is the face of ESPN. Period.
I
Easily.
think I think Greeny's gonna be. Here's what I think. What I think Greeny is a phenomenal at. Greeny, you can put anybody next to Greeny. Greeny's gonna make a good show.
Yeah,
And I think that's an underrated skill set. Everybody can't do that. Greeny can. He makes himself the butt of the jokes. Like if you watch Greeny, he is. You can tell he is a professional. He's been doing this for a long time. And I remember watching Greeny in my dorm room when he was on Mike and Mike.
yeah. I
Greeny,
love Mike and Mike.
yeah,
That was
that's
the bomb.
fire. I think Greeny is so talented. If you watch him and how he integrates with different, especially if you know that like ESPN getting blacker and blacker, blacker
Yeah,
and
well, they
blacker.
have to.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I love it, but if you
Yeah,
notice, even how he interacts with that demographic, like I think Greeny's phenomenal. But I want to talk about another ESPN person. Y'all see how he played his boy Wendy though, man? Why he play Wendy like that?
And nigga said, when do you think we friends?
Yeah, why? And I did. Now I did think they were friends
I
the way
did. I did think they were
Uh,
closer than what he made it seem.
definitely,
no.
definitely. And he said that nigga crazy.
I mean, but maybe Wendy has been putting out reports that Braun ain't said nothing to him about.
Well,
We need to do that shit.
And
We
and
need
I
to.
think again, when you take somebody of LeBron's stature and he got a whole production company, bro. They put out movies and document. He knows how this shit works. And it's like, I'm not gonna let y'all do this. Y'all not gonna play this game and just have me sitting over here and not say nothing. And I think that's what it was about, bro. And that's why it's touches Stephen A right there. Cause you can't fight him in that space. You can't fight him in the space, bro. Like you sounded real stupid on your show today, talking about how you would have swung on everybody. No, nigga, you ain't swinging on no damn body. Come
But
on, man.
let me ask you this question though, going back to Wendy. Do you think LeBron really don't know Wendy like that, and Wendy just be talking out of his ass, or do you think Wendy done got a little bit? He's sharing a
Too comfortable.
little bit too much,
I,
and so he used this opportunity to discredit everything he says going forward. Because
yeah, I
everybody's
think,
gonna be like, "Do you know?"
yeah, I think there was a relationship there, but I think it was more like, hey, when LeBron in the back, he'll be ready for you in a second. It's not I'm taking shots with the boys and shit like that. Like you ain't that reporter. You know
Come on,
what I'm saying? Like it Amar Rashad and Michael Jordan were friends. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like they probably slept with white women together and shit. You know what I mean? Like that,
Damn.
you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm just saying, bro, like in their heyday, before both of them married, shit like this,
I'm
you
not.
How you
know,
doing? How you doing?
they party. This is why he trusted him. Like he was really his friend. And I think that's what LeBron was clarifying. Like, yeah, we not hanging out like that, bro. He's not my friend. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, it was a little cringeworthy.
It was like, damn.
It was.
We
I
only
told
gonna
you,
talk
man.
about it.
The statement about his team, bro. I got
I was
all
pissed off about
the
that.
juice I could get out that lemon was crazy. I was like, wow,
And he said, if you look at that roster, he'd be like,
bruh.
Disrespectful. That was so
you had to
disrespectful.
say that shit, LeBron.
And I think
I'm gonna tell you something.
Booby Gibson gave him
LeBron's
all
gotten
he
to the
had.
point to where go ahead, Twan.
No, that's what I said. What I said. Booby Gibson gave him all he had. He could. Don't do
LeBron
Absolutely.
that. Don't do that.
LeBron's at a point now to where he's so rich and so wealthy, he don't care.
He don't give a fuck, no. He don't give a fuck.
Like
I think he's never
LeBron
gonna
does
do
not
anything
care.
to fuck
I'm
up
telling
Nike. But
I think LeBron is a self promoter. So anything it takes to ensure he can promote himself or big up himself, how smart he is. And again, it's not lies. It's not lies. This is not a criticism. I just think sometimes you be putting people down to make your sound like even the Wendy shit, the Cleveland shit. That ain't that's not necessary. Like why?
Cleveland was
no,
uncalled
it
for.
wasn't
That
I
necessary.
was
don't like to me that because to me if LeBron wasn't 6'8", and it's not even a criticism of LeBron. This is just I think the interview was cool. I think he said it. I think he was. I ain't really had tripping on most of the stuff he said. None of that. But I think LeBron, that dude, that if he wasn't 6'8" and wasn't LeBron, he be one of them dirty macking niggas.
Come on, man.
He gonna be a dirty mac. I think LeBron
Nah, I
James.
ain't
I
going that
think
far, dog. I
because
ain't
he
going
gonna
that
listen
far.
to you know that nigga ain't this, and this. Come on, he be letting
Nah,
it be.
nah,
Drew,
nah,
Drew, you know. I ain't gonna
nah.
listen. We gonna wrap it up. We've been here. This the 15-minute podcast that turned into an hour, man. I just wanted to come in here and
Listen,
talk up with y'all.
2 minutes, Harold. 2 minutes production, just to make the point about petty. Nobody on this podcast better ever call LeBron James petty until you go back and listen to Michael Jordan Hall of Fame speech. Period.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's the definition of petty and holding everything in until I can literally get this gold jacket and y'all can't say shit about me. No, please go back and watch that.
I
That
remember
is petty. LeBron
that.
was cringeworthy today. That was petty. Okay, you can close this out.
Listen, man. Listen. I will appreciate y'all jumping on, man. Drew, for the time we shared with you, we appreciate you coming in.
Appreciate you, my brother. This nigga clap again. Okay.
Y'all be blessed. We'll be back next week for another episode of the Hot Seat. Y'all be out. Blessed, man. We out. Peace.